Hallo und willkommen zu Now German, Lektion 61, Lesson 61. Hey Sie.
Hello everyone. Hey Gregor.
Sie, kaufst du heute ein? Do you go shopping today?
Nein,
Could
ich
you answer?
kann, ich kaufe nicht.
Ich kaufe nicht ein.
Ich kaufe nicht ein.
Yes, separable verb. Ein goes to the end. And today we learn something else that also sends the verb to the end. But what we learn is to use the first modal verb that is called können, können, to be able to or can do something. For example, can you go shopping today would be kannst du heute einkaufen?
Kannst du heute einkaufen?
Yes. And we'll see how to build that in a second, but let's just listen to it for a bit and look at our dialogue first.
Gregor, kannst du heute im Supermarkt einkaufen?
Nein, ich habe viel Arbeit. Ich kann heute nicht im Supermarkt einkaufen. Kannst du heute einkaufen?
Ja, okay. Ich kaufe heute ein.
Kannst du auch das Abendessen kochen?
Ja, das kann ich machen.
Okay, vielen Dank. Okay, first we have the most important word today, that is können.
Können.
Can, to be able to. We'll see the full conjugation also in the grammar afterwards, but here already two forms that appear in the dialogue. Ich kann.
Ich kann.
I can. And du kannst.
Du kannst.
You can. And as you see, this is an irregular verb as well. Fortunately, most of the very frequent words or verbs are irregular, but the good thing is that also makes it easier to remember them, because the rare verbs, if they are irregular, you'll not have much opportunity to practice. So in some sense, that's a good thing as well. And then we have heute.
Heute.
That is today. And der Supermarkt.
Der Supermarkt.
That is the supermarket. And einkaufen.
Einkaufen.
To go shopping. Do you know how to conjugate that?
Ja. Einkaufe. Einkaufest.
Do you need to say ich and then something, do something?
Okay. Ich kaufe an. Du kaufst an. Er kauft an. Wir kaufen an. Er kauft an. Sie kaufen an.
Yes, very good. Very good repetition of separable words indeed. And then a common one is viel.
Viel.
A lot or much. And die Arbeit.
Die Arbeit.
That is the work. How can you say I have a lot of work?
Ich habe viel Arbeit.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to challenge you. Do you know the opposite of viel?
No.
That is wenig. Wenig is little or a few. So now that you know, how can you say I have little work or I don't have a lot of work?
Ich habe wenig Arbeit.
Exactly, exactly. And then we have nicht.
Nicht.
That is not. And auch.
Auch.
Which means also. And das Abendessen.
Das Abendessen.
The dinner is combined out of two words, Abend and Essen. Do you know is it der, die, das Abend? Which gender has Abend?
Der Abend.
That's right. And Essen?
Das Essen.
Yes. That's also why the whole thing is then das Abendessen. Okay, and three more. We have kochen.
Kochen.
To cook. And das.
Das.
That. And vielen Dank.
Vielen Dank.
Many thanks. Vielen Dank for learning German with us. All right. And then anything difficult here?
No.
Then let's look at our dialogue one more time.
Gregor, kannst du heute im Supermarkt einkaufen?
Nein, ich habe viel Arbeit. Ich kann heute nicht im Supermarkt einkaufen. Kannst du heute einkaufen?
Ja, okay, ich kaufe heute an.
Kannst du auch das Abendessen kochen?
Ja, das kann ich machen.
Okay, vielen Dank. One more thing I would like to mention, when you have separable verbs like einkaufen, then actually the emphasis, the stress is always on the syllable, on the first syllable, also known as the prefix. So for einkaufen, we will say ein and kaufen, einkaufen. Do you also know what is to sell?
Äh, f, f,
Yes, you are close.
Vorwärts.
Verkaufen.
Verkaufen.
Yes, so ver, that is another prefix, but it's not separable. So for example, I would say ich verkaufe. It's not ich kaufe ver, but ich verkaufe. And in this case, the stress is not on the syllable, but on the kaufe, on the second syllable, ich verkaufe. And that's one way to also know how a syllable is separable or a prefix is separable, because in einkaufen, the ein is stressed, so you know it's separable. Make sense?
Einkaufen
Yes,
und verkaufen.
that's right, exactly. All right, but now let's look at our main topic for today. And first we look at the verb können. How about you conjugate können once?
Können, ich kann, du kannst, er kann, wir können, ihr könnt, sie können.
Yes, as you see very often with German verbs, the plural forms are regular here and the singular forms are irregular. So that's just what you need to remember. Okay, and now let's look at how to build sentences with this modal verb. So they are called modal verb because they modify another verb. So in English, can you buy something? Can you eat something? So it suddenly adds a second verb to the sentence. And first, let's look at these sentences that we have in the dialogue if we would say them without können. So how could I say, are you shopping at the market today?
Kaufst du heute im Markt ein?
Yes. And then you could answer, I'm not shopping at the market today.
Ich kaufe heute nicht im Markt an.
Be careful, in German, we don't say market, but we say Markt. There is no letter E between K and T, so that is der Markt.
Der Markt.
Yes. And now if we have the verb können in addition to that, we can say, can you go shopping at the market today? It will be, kannst du heute im Markt einkaufen?
Kannst du heute im Markt einkaufen?
And you could answer, I can't go shopping at the market today.
Ich kann heute nicht im Markt einkaufen.
Yes, so you see what happens is that the modal verb können is the only verb that gets conjugated, and it gets the verb position, which is position 1 for a question or position 2 for a statement, and the other verb that is actually giving the meaning to the sentence that goes to the end. So to the same place you just send the prefix of separable verbs before at the end of the sentence is now where the whole verb goes. And so you just send it to the end, no matter how many other things you add in between. If you add a time, a location, some emphasis words, they go in between and the verb goes to the very end. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. And we'll get more chance to practice next lesson when we look at a second modal verb, because all these modal verbs, they work exactly the same way. Okay. All right, then let's go look at our dialogue one more time.
Gregor, kannst du heute im Supermarkt einkaufen?
Nein, ich habe viel Arbeit. Ich kann heute nicht im Supermarkt einkaufen. Kannst du heute einkaufen?
Ja, okay. Ich kaufe heute ein.
Kannst du auch das Abendessen kochen?
Ja, das kann ich machen.
Okay, vielen Dank. All right. Kannst du heute einkaufen? All right, so for example, I could also ask you, kannst du mir heute anrufen? Can you give me a phone call today? And then you could say, what would you answer? Kannst du mir heute anrufen?
Ja.
Do you want to try ask me anything with können?
Kannst du heute kochen?
Ja, ich kann heute kochen. All right, great. And that was our lesson about können. We'll see you in the next one. Kannst du Deutsch sprechen? Can you speak German? I hope you can. And if you follow these lessons some more, you definitely can. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Tschüss.